Well, welcome back to Radio Entrepreneurs, and we are streaming more stories about entrepreneurship and the ever-changing economy more than ever. And that means that the Marc Z train is in town. Marc Z Legal Staffing, Marc Zwetchkenbaum, talking to us about personnel, recruiting, and all those topics that are very relevant to this new economy. Welcome back, Marc.
Thanks, Jeff. Well, it's great to be here. Great show, great guests, and happy to contribute. The world continues to change, particularly this economy. And I thought we'd put out a few quick thoughts for this week for our listeners.
That's good because, you and I talked early today and, layoffs are still happening in the economy. People are being asked to do different jobs. And I just interviewed somebody today who said he's still expecting changes in his workforce over the next year and a half. And he's concerned that his staff, they're not getting it. They're not understanding that they need to change.
Right. That's the whole thing. One thing that I'm happy to report, speaking of it, millennials are finally getting it. It took, unfortunately, this situation, and they are appreciating having a job. So millennials are showing they have to be flexible, and other employees have to follow suit. One of the things is in technology now. A lot of firms and companies are reassessing employees if they don't have a certain technology understanding behind them or education. You could go on YouTube today, or there actually are some free courses, or there's Department of Unemployment will give you some courses, but you really need to know key technology. So when you're looking at jobs or you're being considered for a job, you really have to look at what kind of technology is involved. What do I need to learn that if I don't have that? And what will that function give me as far as a career move? The other thing I just want people to understand, especially in talking about employees being more flexible, companies and office buildings only can have about 25% capacity. The big opening was this week. Most of the law firms opened this week. They had pushed their openings after asking employees, how are you feeling about coming to the office? A lot of employees said, I'm being productive here. I can continue to be productive here. There's some employees that said, I really need to come back to the office. And when that happened, those were the employees that of the 25% that came back. The other thing, the employers have found out that they have to do some shifts to keep the social distancing. So that's what keeps the numbers. But I will tell you, the millennials are the surprise of the week, because those are the same people that were furloughed because the last in, last out. And a lot of them took advantage of that and said, you know what, I'm going to try to strengthen my skills. I'm going to try to show that I can be a necessity or a key part of the workforce. And one person even told me, Jeff, when I interviewed her this week, she said to me, I was furloughed for a week and I didn't even put in for unemployment. I was very appreciative to have a job.
I think you're right. I think this is the millennial moment. And I think that population base is finding their voice in society in many ways. I think you're right to bring it up. I've seen many people fall into different buckets. The people who felt they had to go back to work for the structure, the people who felt they couldn't go back to work emotionally, the people who felt they couldn't go back to work because they were more productive outside of work, the people who liked the lifestyle better. You're seeing a real mix of how people are sort of adjusting, but the real adjustment is also on the part of employers who have to relook at their whole recruiting plan, structuring plan, supervision plan, physical layout. But as you're right, then they have to look at technology, because that's what connects us all together. And millennials are picking up on that technology better than the Marc Z's and Jeffrey Davises of the world.
Correct. And it continues to evolve, and they have to strategically look, yes, who's still being productive, who needs to come in. Legal secretaries, unfortunately, I think will be a continued casualty unless they learn the technology. When a lot of firms were going virtual and remote for their employees, a lot of the firms had to rent or buy laptops for a lot of the legal assistants because they didn't even have them. They had their phones. It was a whole process, and a lot of them weren't able to do their jobs. So I think that that's something that are not only the millennials, which fortunately have a good technical understanding, but every executive And every person who's at an older stage of career, they've got to learn technology or at least embrace the key aspects of the job.
I think you've summarized it, and you're joining us every week with these pearls of wisdom for how to address the new economy. Mark, if somebody wants to get hold of you and speak with you, how would they find you?
First of all, on their website, marczlegal.com, MARCZ legal.com, and 617-338-1300.
That was the one and the only Mark Z from Mark Z Legal Staffing. My name is Jeffrey Davis. Mark, always great to see you. Great smile. Always have that smile. Keep going.
Thank you, Jeff. Thanks for having me on the show. Great to be here.
Thank you, everybody. This is Radio Entrepreneurs.